I'm Heather Vale.
And I'm Dr. Steve G. Jones.
And joining us today is Alex Mandossian, who is known as the Warren Buffett of the internet. He's helped clients make over $360 million since 1991, so he's the perfect person to talk to about internet marketing. Alex, how did you actually get started in internet marketing?
I started with Kevin Harrington in the infomercial business, 1991.
Wow.
I started by working for a per inquire company. They called it PI.
Okay.
And what we did is we handled Tony Robbins' Personal Power 1 for infomercials, all the Guthrie Ranker infomercials. Kevin was working for an infomercial company at that time. And it's funny to see him on Shark Tank now because, hey,
yeah.
that's Kevin.
You could be a shark.
Yeah, he was on HSN with his brother, and so I started back then. There was this thing called NEMA, the National Infomercial Marketing Association, and it taught me the skills to utilize electronic broadcasting, TV especially, and I do radio too, to get in a yes to enroll people, and we had the Thigh Master and other hits that were 2-minute spots too.
Okay, so how does it translate from getting people to say yes by talking to them through the TV to getting people to say yes talking to them through the internet?
So there are two types of TV. There's destination TV, which is Home Shopping Network, QVC, where people actually go there as occupational therapy, my mom being one of them. And they just shop and they have a relationship with the hosts, whereas the spot TV or infomercial TV is more of the scannic panic that used to be with the clicker.
Right.
Now, we have DVRs and we record things, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
So what I did is I found it much more proven to find winners to take something from the more transactional television, which was infomercials and spot. And if something worked there, I'd take it to Home Shopping Network and QVC, and they would roll the red carpet because we had a winner.
Okay.
So how does that bleed into infomercial? Well, TV is the toughest, right? And then home shopping is not as tough because you have more of a relationship. The engagement with the internet is because you can use the mouse, word of mouse marketing.
I like it.
The engagement makes it different. Now, my life changed in 1991 in the green room at QVC, where everyone was looking at the person I took there, who was Ray Stevens. He's a singer, comedy singer. We had a hit on our hands called Ray Stevens Comedy Video Classics. And my boss wouldn't let me take the Thigh Master there because it was too big, and I was a young kid.
The Thigh Master's only like this big.
No, it was too big a hit for me to represent.
Okay.
So he let me take Ray Stevens Comedy Video because we only sold 1 million of those.
Okay.
And he was my mentor. His name was Gary. And I looked at the closed circuit TV where the sales were coming in. And every time Ray said something, it would go like this, doot, doot, kind of like a monitor. And then it would go, whoop, and I've been in the room when my kids were born and, when those huge contractions, right, Mount Fujiyama.
Yeah.
So he would say something, then 30 seconds later, it would be a pop. Now, everyone was looking at him and the monitor of him. I didn't care about that. I wanted a proven winner. I wanted to eliminate all of the possibility for failure. I know what to do by not doing what not to do, right?
Okay.
And so...
That's what I love about failure.
Well, mistakes are great. The more you make, the smarter you get. So I found that these spikes, he was saying certain things, and so I went back to Gary and I said, hey, look, Ray says this, and then there's a spike, so why don't we redo the spot and only say these things, right? And we arranged the spot, and it worked better.
Okay.
Right? So we only took the things that work. So there's no more guesswork now. There was direct feedback, and that's what the internet can do. It can give you feedback within minutes if you have a lot of traffic, or feedback within weeks if you don't. And I know nothing, everything is sacred. Tom Robbins says, I know everything, nothing is sacred. The best question to ask is, what are we split testing today? You test, 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 and you look for the proven winner.
Now, backing up a little bit, when people want to get into internet marketing, what's the best way for them to decide what's going to be appropriate for them to move into that space, for them to promote?
I've trained nearly 750,000 people across the globe for the past 20 years, and about 500,000 just for internet, all on 5 continents. And what I've observed for the beginner, because I can take a beginner, starting from scratch, blank palette, nothing, and teach them how to make money, $1 to turn pro, 30, 40 sales on a membership site in 5 days. Barely knowing how to turn on a computer. 6-year-old to 91-year-old.
Nice.
With cataracts and can't see in the third row. Love him though. And so, and the 6-year-old is smart as a whip. Indian girl in Australia.
Wow.
So what is interesting about a beginner is they don't have any bad habits. So if they learn from one person and they don't learn from many, that's where they can go wrong. That's the biggest mistake a beginner makes, is they try to take information from everyone, and everyone doesn't have different information that's wrong. They have different information that's right, and that's the problem, because they're not lying. The truth is changing depending on the context.
Right.
So
they get information overload.
They do, and there are these universal truths like quantum physics and relativity. Both are true, but they conflict, right? They're universal truths.
Okay.
So I tell them, only study with one person. And so I want 100% of your continuing education in internet marketing. I want that budget, 100%. If not me, I don't want to work with you unless I have 100%, because my job is tougher. That's the first requisite, is find a mentor. Plato had Socrates. Aristotle had Plato. Alexander the Great had Aristotle. Warren Buffett had Benjamin Graham. And you look at Star Wars. I mean, there's mentors everywhere, right? So
But pick one that resonates with you, right?
That's right. Pick one that resonates with you and someone that you believe in. I have multiple mentors. I have a mentor for business. I have a mentor for marketing. I have a mentor for health, personal coaching. And he's not just my personal trainer. He's like my mentor. I have a spiritual mentor. So they're kind of like coaches, but they're more than that. So find one and stick with that person. And it comes down to if you can relate to them. The second thing is start by becoming an affiliate. So, someone already has the system. So the reason you want to be an affiliate is you want to check out and model what's working. Especially with affiliate contests, you want to take a look at the top 10 and see what those guys are doing. Because there's always a contest, even if you're in the top 100 or you're not even in the top 1,000, you can see the top 10 and you know who to hang out with.
And then they're your mentors.
They end up becoming the people you model. You steal from one, that's plagiarism. You steal from many, it's called research, right?
There you go.
And then, then after you learn as an affiliate, because you're not going to get traffic, then you start finding a niche that you are comfortable with. So basically your message comes after finding someone that you're studying with and having done it as an affiliate and then making the decision. People do it the opposite. They think they have the niche and then they're going in the wrong direction enthusiastically.
Can you explain the affiliate model, the affiliate concept?
It's a wonderful model, and we're changing it, so if it's okay, I'll talk about that.
Absolutely.
The affiliate model is wonderful. Amazon really started it, and it's where you have a website. Let's say that I'm the affiliate manager, so there's the affiliate marketer and the affiliate manager. Okay? An affiliate manager is someone who owns the product. So we have a launch with Hangout Marketing Challenge, right? That's a launch, and I'm the manager, right? And I have a bunch of people who are JV, joint venture partners. We don't call them affiliates in this one, but they're essentially the same. And they are selling on our behalf. So the manager has an affiliate center, has a quick start program, and uses swap copy. Copywriting is usually the toughest thing. It's the oxygen that breathes life into your marketing, but it's hard. Copywriters and they deserve every cent they get. And so we have swipe copy for Facebook and Google Plus and LinkedIn, and then email.
And swipe copy is?
Swipe copy is where you just copy and paste templates and you put in your name. So, hi, your name here,
Okay.
right? So what do Richard Branson, Anderson Cooper, Oprah Winfrey, and the Dalai Lama have in common? Hint, they all use the same tool that any stay-at-home mom could use and still get the same impact. Click here to get the answer. That's swipe copy. Okay?
Nice.
But you're going to change, and I just made it up, but you're going to change, and I'm not going to tell you what it is either, we'll wait for that one. You just change the from, right? And you change the name, and that's swipe copy.
I like to rewrite my swipe copy so it's more in my voice.
In your voice, and that's a second job of the affiliate manager, is not to bias the voice, because it's going to come from you, and it's a relationship they have with you, not with me. So here's the way it works. With affiliate marketing, I think it's a broken model. I give you the copy, you send it out, let's say, to a list. That's
To a list of email recipients.
correct, to email. Or you send it out to the ethers, on Facebook, right? or G+.
That makes it sound like throwing something on a wall and seeing if it'll stick.
Spaghetti or crap. It's the same thing. If it sticks, you go with it.
Okay.
And so that's, you have an offer, hopefully, that's worthy of someone's devotion, so it's a lot easier to do that. If you got one sale, people don't use the phone. Use the phone. Get on the phone and, start developing a relationship. So the problem I have with the existing affiliate marketing system is there's a link that goes into an inbox or goes on a Facebook fan page or somewhere. People click the link, and then whoever clicked it, that person is now a suspect. And that person now comes to me and to my page. Now, my page is my home. You have your own home, right? You have your own website. So let's say you have a Facebook fan page. Well, I got one too, right?
Yeah.
So as it is right now, you send the link, they click it, they come out of their inbox, which you sent, and you say, hey, go to Alex's home.
Right.
Well, they don't want to come to my home.
But what I say is, hey, Alex is a really cool guy. He's a friend of mine. He's got this awesome thing. I know it'll help you out. Click, go see what he's got.
Exactly. And you're still saying go to a stranger's home. Now,
Right.
that's,
But he's my friend, so he's not totally a stranger.
right. And you're a good affiliate marketer for that. And that's the residue of a referral.
Okay.
Like you pick up some petals, flowers on the ground, it still has this residue, the smell, the scent. That's what she's doing. It's perfect. But here's the deal. What if you sent them to your fan page? They watched a presentation, and when they decided that they got enough attention and interest, they clicked on a button, and that's when they got cookied, which means she's getting credit,
Okay.
for the click, and then they become a suspect after they've committed to watching something. They're coming to her house.
Okay, so they're watching your video on my page.
Correct.
Instead of me sending them to your page.
Correct.
Okay.
Now it's playing on my page too, and thousands of other pages. That's called simulcast. That's how television and radio came to be, but we haven't done it with affiliate marketing. So we have a way to send a video out, thanks to Google and YouTube, which we'll talk about later. And when they click the button, that's when the cookie or the credit goes. And that's profound, because it's kind of like, come to my house. If you like what you see, click. If you don't, shop around.
Yeah.
So they can buy from you. So that way you really build a relationship. My house, don't go to someone else's until you really trust him. Well, by really trusting him, you're looking at the presentation. Just like this, you're looking at the presentation.
Okay.
Then you go. So they can watch this at your place. If we had an affiliate offer, click that button now and come to me, because hopefully you trust me by now, or you don't like me, which is why are you watching in the first place. So
Yeah.
that's the way we approach it. We polarize. Like them, loathe them. We don't like the undecided.
Okay.
I think that's what Howard Stern does, right?
Yeah,
Polarizes
exactly.
the audience.
Yeah.
I learned this, Howard Stern, because I like to think I'm a nice guy, but I like to polarize my audience. Make a decision. And so Howard Stern, I think the average listener was about 1 hour and 45 minutes. I worked on Madison Avenue for 10 years. He was right across the street. I worked at 35, I think, 25, and he was right across. And people who liked him would listen to 1 hour and 45 minutes, in traffic, on the turnpike, wherever. Now, people who didn't like him listened to him for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
It's power.
And so it's opposite sides of the blade, right? So loathing, loving, indecision is not even on the blade, so it doesn't cut. So I like to get them out. So what I do is I say, look, I want you to study 100% of your budget with me. That's a polarizing statement.
Mm-hmm.
So they say, no way, I'm not going to do it. Then don't come.
Okay.
Now, is that realistic? No. People study with other people,
Yeah.
but I make a polarizing statement to get rid of the people who just get pissed off.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna piss them off no matter what, because of something I said. I'm gonna insult them somehow, right?
Right. You can't please everybody. all
You
the time.
can't. And so if I piss them off with that little, statement, then at least I'm not gonna get the flames, which means, bad comments on social
Okay.
media later on.
Yeah, you weed them out early
Exactly.
with something small.
So the engagement of internet marketing is fun, but the affiliate model, where they come to your house or your house and you're my affiliates, that is the future, and that is broadcast TV in the old days. It was an oligopoly, 3.
Yeah.
NBC, CBS, and
ABC.
That was it. And they had these affiliates. And the cool thing is, because I'm doing it now, when you go to a local, you can still put the logo ABC,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Really is.
Okay, so once someone has gotten their feet wet with some affiliate marketing and they're promoting things that they're interested in but not their own products,
Right.
how do they then move on to marketing their own products or their own services?
I believe that unless you're passionate, Steve Jobs, who's also a Pisces like me,
Absolutely.
Steve Jobs said, passion is what drives a product. Now, I have a marketing mentor who also says, and I believe, is passion doesn't produce commitment. It's commitment that produces passion.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people say, no, that's not right. Really? First you have the wood, then you have the fire. Commitment, then passion. I know a
Okay,
lot
but why would I want to commit to something that I'm not passionate about?
because you have to commit 100% and test to see if it's going to work and not half-assed. If you dip your toe in the water, you're going to fail no matter what.
So I have to be passionate first to have that commitment to dip my whole body in the water.
Well, passion blurs the mind. Passion
Okay.
is a condition of the heart. It does have intelligence,
Right.
but heart intelligence blurs. Business is the mind. Okay?
Okay.
You want to be passionate? I know a lot of passionate people who are broke. You know, Steve Jobs was passionate in his first act of business. He got fired. In the second act, he became a little bit more committed, and he said, okay, let's democratize the music business. Let's have this little, studio called Pixar and build on that. Let me be the #1 shareholder in Disney, and I'm going to be committed to very simple things. I'm not going to try to go against the establishment like he did. And Bill Gates won that first war, right? Windows 95.
Yeah.
So passion doesn't always come into play, but a commitment to something, and you have to quarantine it. So I'm willing to lose $2,000 on this campaign. And I'm going to test without looking back until that $2,000 is gone.
Okay.
I have done that more times than I care to remember. But it teaches you what not to do.
Right.
So when someone's looking over the vast universe of possibilities of things that they can brand themselves as on the internet and create products that brings forth their talent and so forth, are you suggesting that they should do that as a business decision rather than based on the passion that they have?
I believe that it's a combination of having a passion that they can identify with, but the commitment trumps the passion. And you and I have argued over this a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to. And I'm open to your position. The thing is, passion does become more important than commitment, but it doesn't produce commitment, in my experience.
Okay.
That's why I say that's how we don't argue, in my experience. And so the goal is, and I love the way you approach a problem, because she's committed to the problem, which proves my point. Commitment produces passion, right? So with a level of passion,
I think I'm passionate about the problem, and that produces my commitment to keep arguing it.
that's absolutely true, and an interruption is a commitment, not a passion.
Okay.
So now what happens is like this.
That's
It's
very
cool,
well
right?
done, yeah.
So well, it's not my first rodeo, so.
Okay, left, right,
yeah.
underhook. Yeah.
But I have a bias for you and your questions. So as it stands, you want to find a passion that you really love. Now I have a passion for teaching. I do 3 things really well. I create curriculum, which is the vehicle of teaching. I deliver curriculum, which is the actual teaching. And then I teach trainers how to create curriculum and deliver it. And that is leverage, man.
Yeah.
Leverage. And I've been blessed. I've been teaching thought leaders to create curriculum and deliver it in their way. That's what makes me unique, for about 15 years, and really well-known people. And so you have to find a passion that you like. Clickbank.com, jvzoo.com, amazon.com. These are places where you can go and say, okay, what am I passionate about? I like a general consensus. Do I want to teach? And do I want to be the brand? Or do I just want to peddle other people's products and be an affiliate? Mm-hmm. I love teaching, so I have students. I don't have clients or customers, right? And every student is an appreciating asset for me. That's a decision I made. I have fewer students. I sell high-end offers, and they're all courses because I'm really good at teaching. I come from a lineage of teachers. My mom's a teacher, my sister's a teacher, my grandparents were teachers, my dad's a teacher, my great-grandparents were teachers as far as I know. I'll just say my great-great-grandparents were teachers as well because it sounds good. Right? but I come from a lineage of teaching, and so I'm the only teacher that's a millionaire, right? And a tech dummy millionaire to boot. I don't know how to put up a website, but I know what it should look like, so technology doesn't get in the way. So your passion, right, of serving, who do you want to serve, right? And then make the message a little bit different and have it coming from you, from what's out there in the marketplace. So the only way you can do reconnaissance and have a competitive advantage is see what the competition's doing anyway. I go so far as with co-opetition, if they get to the very bottom, they're leaving. it says, wait, before you go, right? And then they say, I'm leaving. Then they want to opt out. So they say unsubscribe, they click on it. Those people they're action takers, unsubscribers.
Okay.
I love unsubscribers. So what happens is they get a video of me, they go, hey, it's Alex Mandossian, and down there is you can finalize your unsubscription. I hope you don't go, but listen, because you didn't like me, obviously, there are 3 other offers I want you to click because I think you'll like them. People who don't like me typically like them. Go ahead and click that and see if they can serve you better than I did. And by the way, if I just change your mind, thank you, come back.
What are the 3 other offers? Are they all you?
They're affiliate offers. They're
Affiliate
not
offers, okay.
Yeah, of someone else.
That other people would call competition.
No, they are direct competition. They are direct competition.
But since you're leveraging them as affiliate, then
Yes.
they're really not your competition anymore. You're still making money.
They are my collaborative and cooperative. People say you have an abundance mindset. No, I don't. I love making money.
Okay.
I'm terrified not to do stuff like that because I make less money. I'm terrified not to tell the truth. Not because it's a benevolent thing to do. I make less money. I hope that's clear. Right? So that way you can, you can predict me, right? In business, once I have a passion, the next job is to make money because that is what makes a business flow, right?
Okay.
So when they say, are you all about the money? Yes, I am. I'm all about the student too, but it's the money that, greases the wheels. And so the competition, let's say, who maybe wouldn't do it with me, it's great. They're opting out. And I'm getting a sale because I know those people are action takers.
Okay. So just to clarify, these are people that have decided they don't want to be with Alex anymore. They're unsubscribing
They're divorcing
from
me.
his email list.
Right.
Yeah,
They're
in
trying
essence.
to.
Yeah.
But you want them
then-
to marry your friends.
And he's saying on the way out, hey, marry one of my friends instead. They might, and he's making money off that as an affiliate.
Right, I become the divorce attorney.
I love it.
The only one who wins in a divorce.
Right.
All right, so just in a nutshell, you told us at the beginning that you taught a 6-year-old to make money online. You told an old blind person to make money online.
Yeah.
What is the formula that you taught them that allowed them to make that first dollar?
Okay, that's a great question. And to understand the context of it, is it okay if I just talk about the 3 steps of failure?
Sure.
Okay, because that's the only way you can understand it.
Okay.
Is what it isn't first, and then what is ends up, showing itself. So 3 reasons why people fail. My experience, yours may be different. Number 1, you fail to start. You fail
Okay.
to get started,
Yeah.
right? Bright shiny object, you chase it,
And the funny thing is people do that when they're afraid to fail, and so they don't start, and so they already failed.
Fear of failure and fear of success, meaning you think it's going to work and you got no more excuses. Those
Right.
are 2 other failures. But the reason why that's happening is you didn't get started.
Okay.
That's number 1. Number 2, the manifestation is not keeping it going.
Okay.
So a water pump, right? You got to keep pumping, and then the water comes out of the water table. If you stop pumping after 10 pumps, no water. You're parched. Bill Gates said in the beginning, I put in 1,000 inputs, I got 1 output. Today, I put in 1 input, I got 1,000,000 outputs. So keeping it going is about momentum. The big mo, it's the most powerful force in the universe, said Albert Einstein. 3rd reason is they don't take directions. We have passive-aggressive students and clients out there. They don't take directions. We've already carved that path. So they don't get started, they don't keep it going, and they don't take directions. So don't do those things. Get started. So
Okay.
we coach them. So they had a coach, they had a mentor. So that right there is almost going to guarantee keeping it going.
Okay.
And then keeping it going, we taught them how to take little risks, not big risks, right? Little things ordinarily done daily produce extraordinary results. So we taught them how to take little risks and little tests and tweaks until they find the truth in their niche. And then we said, who are you going to listen to? They go, you. It's not to control them, but it's to get them to comply, to do the thing until they turn pro, which is making their first dollar. And here's the concept. Here's 0. Here's the idea. Wow, it's a big deal. No, it's not. It's just an idea, right? And how many times have you gone to a grocery store or to a drugstore and say, hey, that was my idea, right?
Yeah.
Those are people who never got started. So
Yeah.
here's the idea, right? And this is the amount of energy to make $1 million, okay? This much. Now check it out. To make $1, everyone would say, oh, it must be right here, right? Well, first of all, if here's $1 million, here's 100,000, about an inch. On a ruler, it's like if inch 12 is a million, inch 10 is 100,000.
Okay.
Because if you make 100,000, you're going to make $1 million if you keep it going. You have momentum,
Okay.
right? $1 is inch 6.
Wow.
So it takes all this energy to prove the concept and to have that proof of concept, and that's where you need the coaching, the mentorship, to keeping it going. That's where I come into play, and we get them to turn pro. When amateur turns pro, everything changes. I have a friend, Stephen Pressfield, who wrote a book, Turning Pro,
Oh, yeah.
and the War of Art, not the Art of War.
Yeah,
but
the War of Art, yeah.
Brilliant for any writer, right? And what he says is know the principle of priority, which is what's important, know the difference between what's important and what is urgent, and do what's important first.
Okay. So, great theory, great big picture here.
Let's make it practical.
Yeah, what exactly did they do to make that dollar?
So if you have the theory, that's 90% of it.
Okay.
Okay? So what they did is they found a niche based on their passion, going to Amazon.com, ClickBank, JV Zoom, looking at the offers that are working, because you know what's working. They took copy, because at ClickBank and at Amazon you have book titles. If you go to dummies.com, those things sell, those topics sell. Magazines.com, those topics sell. Those are monetizable topics. So the first thing they did is they got a passion. That's step one. Then they made sure it was a monetizable concept. Step two, is that hard enough? Concrete enough so far?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. And I mean, you're keeping me honest in that realm, so I'm into it. So idea, right? Passion. So we're going to keep it going because we're committed. We committed first.
Yeah.
And then I always dig that, right?
Very nice.
And then number two, it's smuggling. Number two is make sure it's monetizable. So if it's not on dummies.com, you know, the dummies books, 1,600 titles. If it's not on magazines.com, crochet is not a monetizable topic. You know, just isn't.
Even if you're passionate about it, can't make money off crochet.
It's a hobby.
Even if you
Okay.
commit
It's a hobby. Now, just if it's not there, don't do it.
Okay.
All right? You want to find competitors. Here's the worst thing. I have a great idea and no one's doing it. Oh my God, you're going to go broke. You're going to go broke, dude. Right? So that was Steve Jobs. Act one. So then after step two, you have a monetizable item. Now what you do is you model success. So you look at this topic at Amazon, at eBay, at ClickBank. And the reason you look at them there is look at the copy, look at the guarantees, look what the competitors are doing. Become an affiliate of the competitor
Okay.
so that you can sell that stuff. So that's modeling success. And then come up with your own offer. That's the next step. Step 4, I think. And when you come up with your offer, now it's time to have the shopping cart and to have the email database, which you build. And if you work with an affiliate network such as ClickBank, you don't even need a shopping cart or a merchant account. That's a lot of people, you pay more, but you don't have the hassles, right? And then you get your first sale. Now when you get your first sale, people go, how am I going to be a millionaire? You look at what you did to get your first sale, because your first sale is a miracle. Albert Einstein said we approach life as either it's a miracle or not one at all. It's like it's one or the other, right? Every experience. So when you get your first sale, look at what you did. And then if what you did, it took you a long time for the first sale, then you say, how do I collapse that? You don't keep going. So we have them look back at what they did, and then we have them improve this, and it's coaching, it's mentoring, right? And then finally, when they finally have a rhythm and a system to get more and more sales before they know it, $1,000, $10,000. They're talking to people. We tell people, call people up every single time, you know, when they order. They'll be shocked. Pick up the phone, say, hey, thank you. I do that, you know, and then when there's too many orders, my staff does it. So after a while, when you've perfected it, just like we learned at QVC at the very beginning, you correct and continue. That's testing and tracking. What am I split testing today is a world-class question. Then for too long, you've made your 100,000. And then once you have a proven concept, now you have your own affiliates that can sell on your behalf, and then you get your million.
Yeah. Okay.
100,000 will get you a million. 10,000 won't get you a million. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So multiples of 10. You know, 1, and then your job is to get 10, then 100, then 1,000. Don't go to a million, there's not enough celebrations there. 1, 10, 100, after 100, what's next? What do you think?
I think 1,000. Thank you.
1,000. Then after 1,000,
10,000.
10,000, after 10,000.
100,000.
There you go.